Today we are looking at the martial arts that will actually work in the street, and we're going to see if we agree with it. Shout out to MMA Unpacked for the video that we will be reacting to today. And also shout out to my flexibility program because it is on sale now and you can get your flexibility improved like never before. Daily flexibility routines. Perfectly structured to give you the maximum results possible. It's exactly what I did. So if you want results exactly like mine, go to the first link in the description of this video and check out my flexibility program. On sale now.
Boxing. Boxing is one of
boxing.
the oldest and most proven striking arts in the world. It started in ancient Greece as bare-knuckle combat and was refined in 18th century England with rules, gloves, and weight classes. Today, it's practiced worldwide and built around one core idea: efficient, powerful punching. It teaches you how to throw fast, accurate strikes with your hands while also showing...
Sorry to pause it right in the middle of his sentence there, but I'm just going to give my opinion on it before he says where he would put it. I think boxing is right at the top of martial arts that actually work in the street, in my opinion, because I've said this before. All fights, like 99% of fights, will start with punches on your feet, and boxing obviously is the most efficient way of learning how to punch correctly and effectively. So yeah, in my opinion, boxing is top tier for self-defense or street situations.
Showing you how to defend. Head movement, footwork, and blocking are drilled constantly. The result is a system focused entirely on timing, reaction, and control. In a street fight, that kind of control matters. Most fights start on the feet and end within seconds. Boxing prepares you for that first chaotic moment. It teaches you to keep your hands up, stay calm, and land before the other person does. A jab to the nose can stun someone. A cross to the jaw can end it. And if the other guy is swinging wildly, your footwork and defense help you avoid damage. You learn to slip, pivot, and get out of the way, or disengage completely if needed. That's something most martial arts don't emphasize enough. Muay Thai. Muay Thai are...
so pretty much what I said there. Boxing, simple. All fights start on the feet. All fights end pretty quickly. So learning how to have that one effective punch that can give you the space you need to get out there. Boxing is the one.
Originated in Thailand as a form of battlefield
Spelled
combat
Muay Thai wrong,
used when weapons were lost and hand-to-hand fighting became necessary. Over time, it evolved into a structured combat sport known as the Art of 8 Limbs, referring to the use of fists, elbows, knees, and shins.
So again, Muay Thai, I would say, I would again argue that it's pretty effective in a street situation. Obviously, you got the punches, a bit like boxing, as well as everything else. You know, elbows, knees, everything. So I would again put Muay Thai pretty high up in this list. In my ranking video where I ranked martial arts for self-defense, I actually put Muay Thai below boxing. I'm pretty sure. Not because I think Muay Thai is a weaker art or I think Muay Thai is less of a martial art or less impressive. None of that at all. Just simply on the fact that Muay Thai does not focus on punches as heavily as boxing does. So boxers are going to be better punchers than Muay Thai fighters naturally, and punching is the most prolific style of striking or style of fighting in general, or not style but technique that would be used in the street. So that's why I put boxing above Muay Thai. But obviously if you put boxing and Muay Thai against each other in a street fight with no rules, then I would argue maybe that the Muay Thai guy may have the edge, but that's for a different day.
System built around maximum efficiency and damage, using every part of the body as a weapon. In training, you learn to throw elbows that can cut, knees that can crush, and kicks that can stop someone in their tracks. The roundhouse kick is one of Muay Thai's signature weapons, using the full rotation of the body to generate serious force. You also learn clinch control. And
if we go back to this demonstration that you put up,
roundhouse kick is...
So he put up a demonstration of a roundhouse kick. This is not a Muay Thai roundhouse kick that he's put a depiction of here. This looks more like a karate roundhouse kick actually, because if you see in step 2 and step 4, he's snapping the kick back, which Muay Thai practitioners do not do. Bit pedantic of me to point this out, but this ain't a Muay Thai kick on the screen right now.
One of Muay Thai's signature weapons, using the full rotation of the body to generate serious force.
He's
you also learn clinch control, how to control the opponent's posture, shut down their offense, and strike from inside with short, brutal attacks. This becomes especially useful in a street fight where space is limited and punches get wild. Most untrained people swing with their arms. Muay Thai teaches you to step in, grab the neck, control their movement, and punish them with knees and elbows. You're not backing up, you're closing the gap and taking control. Elbows are small, but...
Because often in the street, someone will, especially if you're winning the fight, someone might grab you and try and get you in and start like getting you a headlock, in which case your clinch training from Muay Thai would come in handy.
Dangerous. In a street fight, one well-placed elbow to the temple or cheekbone can cause cuts, knockouts, or both.
Absolutely
Knees to the body or head can drop someone instantly. And if someone's trying to square up and throw big punches, a low kick to the leg or a teep to the gut can stop them from moving altogether. Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian
Here we
Jiu-Jitsu
go.
started with Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, but it was in Brazil where it was transformed
Again,
into
I would
something
put
more
Jiu-Jitsu
practical, especially for smaller
pretty highly
fighters.
as well.
The Gracie family focused on adapting techniques so that leverage and positioning could beat strength and size. It wasn't about who hit harder, it was about who knew what to do once the fight hit the ground.
Yep.
BJJ is entirely based on control. You learn how to take someone down, hold them in place, and finish the fight with a submission, like a
I think in Jiu-Jitsu, I maybe put Jiu-Jitsu, I can't remember exactly what I did, but I think I would have put it below, slightly below boxing and Muay Thai. Maybe similar to Muay Thai, I placed it, I can't remember, but simply because fights don't generally start close enough, you know, to have someone in that position to take them down to get on the floor. They don't start on the floor. Unless that would be a really weird looking fight if it did, but they don't start on the floor, which is where Jiu-Jitsu performs best. So that's why I put it slightly lower, because, you know, to perform at your best, you'd have to get into a certain position. Whereas with boxing, Muay Thai, you're already standing in your natural position that the fight would start. So that's my
choke or a
reasoning.
joint lock. You also learn how to escape bad positions, recover guard, and stay calm when someone's on top of you. In street fights, this is critical. A lot of real-world fights end up on the ground. Someone slips, someone tackles, someone grabs your legs, and suddenly it's not about striking anymore. Most people panic once they're down. BJJ teaches you to stay composed. It gives you a plan. You don't have to throw punches. You don't even have to hurt anyone permanently. With BJJ, you can end a fight by cutting off the blood supply to someone's brain or hyperextending a joint. Clean, effective, and fast. And because it relies...
Yeah, that is true. I mean, if you get them in that position where your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or your Jiu-Jitsu in general works, where you can get them in those positions, then obviously it's very, very tough to beat.
As on leverage, it's one of the few martial arts where a smaller person can control or finish someone much bigger. It's not perfect. It doesn't deal with multiple attackers well, and you don't want to stay on the ground if someone's friends are nearby. But one-on-one, especially in close contact, BJJ is one of the most practical systems for real-world survival. Krav Maga. Krav Maga was developed by the Israeli military for one purpose: real-world survival. It's not a sport. It has no rules, no competitions, and no scoring. Every technique is built for high-risk, high-stress situations, fast, violent, and unpredictable. Training focuses on targeting weak points. That includes eye gouges, groin strikes, throat punches, and other disabling...
Can't lie, the videos I've seen on Krav Maga, I've never been too impressed. Obviously, I won't turn my nose up at it completely, because I don't know that there aren't some, you know, schools that teach effective things. I'm sure there are, like groin strikes and stuff, eye gouges, throat punches, all that stuff I do agree with are effective, but just some of the extra stuff they were adding in those videos I didn't really agree with, like all the extra.
It also includes defenses against guns, knives, and multiple attackers.
All that stuff I didn't
the
really
goal
agree
is to
with
neutralize the threat immediately and escape. Krav Maga doesn't waste time on perfect form.
I disagree with what that just said. It says Krav Maga focuses on finishing it quickly and getting away. The videos I've seen of Krav Maga, they do everything but get away. They'll get you in a headlock, twist your arm around until you can see your fingers over your head, like put you on the floor, like then stomp on your head. Like it's not what I've seen.
It trains you to respond under pressure using natural reflexes and aggressive counterattacks. Everything is designed to work when adrenaline is high and thinking is low. It's effective in street scenarios because it assumes the attacker is dangerous, possibly armed, and not fighting fair. The system prioritizes speed, aggression, and simple techniques that can be used by anyone regardless of size or strength. It's especially useful when there's no time to grapple or trade punches, when the only option is to end the threat quickly. Wrestling.
He says that, but like a punch would end it quickly. So I don't agree with all the extra like little things they sort of add in, but you know, we're not gonna diss it, because I'm sure there are some. I have seen some videos where I thought I was impressed with what they were teaching.
Wrestling is one of the oldest forms of combat, practiced for thousands of years and still dominant today in schools, Olympic sports, and professional fighting. It focuses on takedowns, body control, clinch strength, and staying on top. Wrestlers are trained to control where the fight happens, whether it stays standing or hits the ground, and that makes them dangerous in any real-world situation.
Strong guys, wrestlers.
Most street fights are chaotic and short. A wrestler can end one fast by slamming someone to the pavement. On concrete, you don't need to strike. The impact alone can finish it. If the fight keeps going, top control allows the wrestler to hold position, shut down movement, and avoid damage, even against bigger or stronger opponents. It also teaches how to escape from bad spots. If someone grabs you or drags you down, wrestling gives you the tools to stay calm and get out. The cardio and conditioning from wrestling also means you won't fade early, even under stress. Judo. Judo was developed in Japan in the late 1800s by Jigoro Kano, built from traditional jiu-jitsu but refined for efficiency and control. The focus is simple. Use your opponent's force against them. Instead of overpowering, you read...
The only thing with judo is that sometimes it seems like it relies quite heavily on having the gi, the uniform, to throw, because you take grips on the gi, which you could argue that you could do if someone had a coat on. You could grab the coat, which definitely would work. But if someone's just in a t-shirt, or if they, haven't got a t-shirt on, some of the throws in judo would be a lot more difficult. So that would be my only only, I guess, negative point. But I really like judo. I think it's a great art.
Direct. Instead of chasing the fight, you wait for the opening, and then you throw. It teaches how to off-balance someone with minimal effort. Hip throws, sweeps, and trips are trained until they become automatic. Grip fighting becomes a key skill, and once you're in close, a well-timed throw can flip someone over with their own momentum. In a street fight, that kind of control is powerful. One clean throw onto concrete can end the fight immediately. You don't have to strike, which makes judo especially useful in situations where you want to neutralize someone without legal consequences or visible damage. It also works well in close quarters, places where punches don't land clean and panic takes over. Judo gives you an answer when someone charges forward or grabs you in a rush. And once the fight hits the ground, judo transitions into basic pins and submissions. It's not as deep on the mat as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but it gives you enough to stay on top and keep someone down. Sambo.
Yeah, I like
Sambo was developed in the Soviet Union
Sambo is
during
what
the
Khabib
1920s,
did,
created by military officers who studied judo, wrestling, and indigenous fighting styles to build one thing, a system that works under pressure, not in theory, in the field. Sambo became the official hand-to-hand combat system of the Red Army, and it shows. It trains for everything. Fast takedowns, slick throws, brutal leg locks, and gritty ground control. Where judo focuses on balance and control, Sambo pushes it further, adding raw aggression.
In my opinion, Sambo just looked a bit like MMA. They were kind of doing everything. It was like throwing, striking, like submissions and stuff. Like it looks pretty similar to MMA, which explains how Khabib transitioned so well into MMA. Obviously, didn't get beaten there, so.
In a more complete submission game. Combat Sambo, its more violent cousin, mixes strikes with throws. That means 1 second you're being punched, the next you're airborne, and then you're in a leg lock before you even know you've been taken down.
Pretty complete,
in a street fight, that blend matters. Sambo doesn't care about clean technique. It's about speed, damage, and finishing fast. Fighters are taught to thrive in scrambles when the position is messy and unpredictable. They're trained to stay calm and dangerous in the middle of chaos. It also targets the legs in ways most martial arts don't. A sudden heel hook or knee bar can end a fight immediately, and it's especially effective against aggressive strikers, because Sambo doesn't meet force with force. It redirects it and punishes overcommitment. I see red. The I see red mentality isn't a martial art. It's a mindset. The kind your average, untrained Joe taps into when he becomes aggressive. It's not taught in a gym. You don't drill it on pads. It's a psychological response. A mental switch that flips when your brain senses real danger. No coach teaches it, but it shows up in almost every real fight.
It does.
This mindset is about commitment, not skill. It's the refusal to freeze, hesitate, or second guess. In street fights, the person who moves first and doesn't stop usually wins. And that's true whether they're trained or not. You could be an expert in striking or grappling, but if you hesitate, it won't matter. I see red means full engagement. You act fast, you hit harder, you follow through without pause. It doesn't give you technique.
I think he's actually like genuinely saying that seeing red is good. Hang on.
But it activates what you already have. It turns muscle memory into real violence under pressure. That's why this mindset often separates the people who walk away from the ones who don't. It doesn't make you invincible, and it's no replacement for training. But without it, training can fail when it matters most. That's also why military and police train high-stress, full-contact scenarios, because skill without aggression doesn't hold up.
I agree what you're saying.
If you can combine real technique with the ability to act immediately with full intent under pressure, you become exponentially more dangerous. That's what I see red really is. Not blind rage, not sloppy flailing, just zero hesitation when it's time to survive.
In my opinion, to that last point, what he was talking about, see red. He said seeing red is not blind rage. I kind of disagree. I think that is exactly what seeing red is, because that's where that saying comes from. You know, you see red, like you don't see properly. You're just enraged and you just want to attack everything, which I agree what you were saying. It does make you dangerous. It does make someone dangerous if you don't know how to deal with it. Like if you're a trained, skilled martial artist or fighter, you'll know that fighting with anger is probably one of the worst things you could do, because you don't think straight, you don't do anything properly. You know, technique kind of goes out the window. So if someone comes at you like that, you can sort of, if you're sort of calm and relaxed, you can sort of, you know, they're quite telegraphed, because they'll wind up their punches, like they'll come in with all of this. Obviously a trained fighter who can channel that, like seeing red, that blind rage, into calmness and relaxed fighting, then they are very dangerous, obviously. But I thought he was joking at first, but he actually was saying that seeing red, you know, works. It can do. Obviously, anyone can land a lucky punch or something, but seeing red on its own, I feel like is actually often more dangerous to the person themselves than it is to their opponent. All their opponent has to do is be a bit more composed, catch them off, let them get tired, and then finish them. But yeah, also didn't see karate on that list, so I'm a little bit salty. Not even Kyokushin. I thought I would see Kyokushin on there. But anyway, hope you did enjoy this reaction. Let me know what else you'd like to see me react to, or any videos you'd like to see me do. Again, check out the first link in the description if you are interested in checking out my flexibility program, on sale now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.